Shalom, Baruch Pasad, man. Y'all remember this, man? Y'all remember this Comet Dragon? Y'all remember this drop right here, man? Love to whoever dropped this drop. Comet Dragon. Hey, sometimes you gotta look in the fandom, man. Sometimes you gotta look in the cartoons, right? Love to the bro, Groovy Huey, man. Mikael, man, dropping that drop. Yeah, I mean he's digging on it, man. True wave surfer right there. Yeah, man, Comet Dragon. We're going to talk a little bit about the Atlas situation. You know what I'm saying? We're going to dig on this Apollyon, situation. The Comet Atlas. And everybody keep hitting me with drop, man. My DM, man, is full of drop about this Atlas. And I said, man, let's go, man. Let's go. I'm up. Let's go. Team No Sleep, man. Let's get it, man. It's about 4 a.m, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Comet Dragon, man. Dig on it, man. What does it mean? What is this Atlas? This harbinger, right? The harbinger. Let's check this out. Galaxy dragons are Ashley's absolute favorite type of dragon. So when her parents told her about the arrival of the Comet Dragon, she could hardly form complete sentences. Can we please go visit the Dragon Park? That night, she watched the Comet Dragons execute supersonic dives that ignited bright coronas. All right, we're going to talk a little Roni too, man. Y'all want to talk some Roni? Yeah, man, I was going to make that a separate drop, but let's just put it all in one thing, man, because they brought it up, man. It must be intertwined, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, shalom to the home team, man. Shabata up, Baruch Pasak, man. We rocking in our frequency. You know what I'm saying? We rocking in a celebration. You know what I'm saying? We are rejoicing, looking at all these things, man, with a dragonfly perspective. And right away, when they say comet, when we hear comet at Drop Nation, we hear dragon. You know what I'm saying? And not just because we want to, my naga, but because, we've been digging on it. And it ain't just been us that's digging on it, my naga. It ain't just us that's digging on it, man. Y'all remember this, right? Y'all remember, the wave surfers know. The wave surfers already know. See if I can get it bigger. There we go. The wave surfers already know. Great research dissertation by Elizabeth A. Warner. Meteor beliefs projects dragons as meteors or comets in Russian folk beliefs. All right. And then she's going to lace out her investigation. Right? An investigation is presented into the connections in Russian folk beliefs between meteors and comets, which are not always clearly distinguished from meteors and such beliefs and dragons. So meteors and comets are not, they're the same thing. So it's the connection between meteors and dragons. I mean, well, I'll be. Because when they say Comet Atlas, they're just saying meteor, right? Comets, which are not always distinguished from meteors, my naga. So let's decipher this shit in real time. As we decipher in this tenderoni, this 5G, you know what I mean? This quarantine, all this stuff. Rex 84, we're digging on it. We're in our investigation with Preston John, man. We're on part 53 now, man. Ahab to everyone leaving great comments. I'm reading them all. I appreciate y'all. And we're going to keep building onward and forward. But my naga, when it comes to these, comments like Atlas, you got to pay attention. I mean, your eyes got to be 360 for real. You got to see clearly. Because when we talk about a dragon, that's all we're talking about is seeing clearly, my naga. I mean, let's just put it together, surf the wave, get into this Atlas situation. Get into this tenderoni situation a little bit. We're going to talk about Saint Corona. Yeah, man. Let's go. Hey, I ain't going to take up too much of your time. Let's go. You already know the definition of a dragon, right? They got the whole winged serpent situation, and they got the shooting meteor situation. It's not just us that's digging on it. They put it in the dictionary. The first official dictionary of the hijack, 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary, my nigga, right? This is the Noah Webster Dictionary, American Dictionary, English Language, 1828, my nigga. And right there, they're telling you it's a fiery shooting meteor. And when you hear meteor, you best believe we talking cometas, we talking comets, right? We are talking comets that are not distinguished from meteors. Let's get this through our head bone. So they throw their language around, the lingua franca, you know what I mean? But when they're talking meteors, we're just talking comets, and when we're talking comets, we're just talking dragon. When you hear about fallen angels, when you hear about the whole Greek pantheon and the Olympus, and their gods are really the Atlantean kings and whatnot. I mean, when you hear about all these fallen ones, just like the Garden of Eden, you have a dragon in the garden that gets cursed, because of his trickery, right? So now he has to crawl around on his belly, and now he's a snake, right? But he couldn't have been a snake the whole time, or else why would he be cursed to crawl around on his belly if he was already crawling around on his belly? I mean, what do we got? A walking snake, a jumping snake, a skipping snake, a flying snake? Why now is he, joining the dust, kicking up dust on the ground, slithering around? What was the snake doing unless we have a, clearer perspective? And we know that when they say serpent, there's two serpents in terms of how they play it. We know that in reality, the dragon is not a serpent at all. You know what I'm saying? The fox is the serpent. The sinus of folly. The dog is the serpent. According in our indigenous mind, the dog, the fox, the sinus of folly, St. Christopher, you know what I mean? That's the serpent. Never the dragon, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get all this, we're going to connect it all. I just want y'all to see clearly, you know what I mean, that when you talk fallen angels, you're talking fallen dragons. But what's the dragon, you know what I mean? It's the meteor, man. It's the comet, man. All right? That's why there's no real crash sites for these things, you know what I'm saying? Not for real. A fierce, a violent person. Oh, now we're talking people. People are dragons. A fierce, a violent person. Male or female, this man or woman is a dragon. We're not talking reptiles. We're not talking serpents no more, right? We're talking about this man and this woman is a dragon. All right. I mean, who is Prester John? Who is Kitsuko Joshua? Who is Moshe? Who are you? Are you fierce, or violent towards the hijack? Because this is a hijack dictionary. So to them, a dragon is someone who's fierce and violent towards the invasion. It's all about seeing clearly. Managa. It's all about seeing clearly when you're talking Seraph, Isaiah 6 in the throne room, singing holy, holy to the Creator in Isaiah 6. Seraph are the flaming angels. Literally, the lofty, fiery, flying serpent. So my question is, are we talking snake or are we talking dragon? Are we talking a flying snake? is that perceivable? I mean, you know what I mean? Have you, I'm sure there's snakes that have some nice little aerial maneuvers, I'm sure, but a flying, fiery snake? You think in Numbers 21, the Most High sent snakes on fire or fire-breathing dragons to curse whoever, Israel or hijack? You know what I'm saying? Then Moses has to literally conjure up a dragon, and whoever this dragon breathes on or bites, you look up, what I'm saying, the, etymology and the breakdown of, how they're using these words, how they're translating, bites, whoever it bites. Bites also is to sting, like a burning sensation, like a sting. So instead of saying whoever the snake bites, you can translate it as whoever the dragon burns or stings. Gets life, not death, my noggin. Gets life, my noggin. Gets life. So the dragon's bringing life, but what's the serpent? I'm just, connecting this for the brand new wave surfers, and then we're going to get into this Comet Atlas. Hold up. What's the serpent? First of all, etymology, we got Seraph, all right. What's the dragon? You remember, to see clearly. So we're all, attempting to see clearly and have a clear picture over here. No one's claiming to know it all or know. I said it before. We've been telling you. We know a little bit about a lot and a lot about a little. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about seeing clearly. Right now, we're all trying to get to a clear space, to have a clear perspective, to be able to see clearly. The dragon, dragonfly, 360 perspective, right? So we understand it's about seeing clearly. I have seen to see the same play. We're talking about the one with the deadly glance. Just like they said, Leviathan got these eyes brighter than the sun. When he looks at his target, they damn near disintegrate, based on the frequency. Leviathan, the one with the deadly glance. You got that energy right in your eyes, my nigga. That's why we connect. It's not just about being telepathic. It's about a vibration. We connect through a vibration, through a frequency that's connected with seeing clearly. My nigga. So the dragon in etymology breaks down as seeing clearly or seeing to see the light, my nigga. So they trying to shut down your light. In reality, you know what I'm saying, you already got the glance, man. You already got the light, man. My niggas, you already got the light, man. Everything that you're looking for outside of you is already in you, and this is what's coming out. You know what I mean? In these particular times when you being pressed, when Israel's being, put through the gauntlet, you know what I'm saying? Put through all this pressure, what's coming out is the glance, man. What's coming out is the light. You're starting to see. We're all starting to see clearly, becoming the dragon, being ourselves. What's the serpent? Because you need to know, when we talk the comet and the dragon and the fallen ones, you know what I'm saying? These are fallen dragons, my nigga, because the dragons are the angels, are the seraph. These are fallen dragons. But these dragons also come in human form. And this kind of gives a whole new light. We're starting to see when you talk about the angels mixing with the daughters, you know what I'm saying, over here and all that. It's because they can be in human form or dragon form. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to be, it's like, well, how can an angel do this and do that? It could be in whatever form it chooses to be, Manaka. So an angel or a dragon can mate with a human, lady, you know what I'm saying? Because he can be in this male or female is a dragon, you know what I'm saying? It could be in whatever form. And then you look at the mythology, right, between the golden dragon. The golden dragon is known to spend most of its time in human form. The golden dragon is known to spend most of its time in human form. dig on it, man, because we're talking about in alchemy. So when we're talking energy, you're gonna get into something alchemical, the alchemical serpent. So you see clearly that there is an alchemical serpent in alchemy. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the energy frequency, the flow, the chemistry of the shit, you know what I'm saying? The molecular, structure and all the all the reactions and shit, you know what I'm saying? All the sciencey stuff that's going on, all the reactions, right? The problem, the reaction, the solution, all this is going down specifically for an alchemical serpent. So when you keep hearing serpent, start connecting it to the alchemical serpent, or know that there's a difference between the serpent and the dragon. And we're talking alchemy, and you can dig on this much further, but we're leading you to the water. So you know that the dragon cannot be the serpent. The serpent often represents the impersonal. This is artificial intelligence, Manaka. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is the fake shit trying to get more real. You know what I mean? Serpents often represent the impersonal nature of the unconscious as it bursts into consciousness, especially in mythology and dreaming, when the act of conscientio, which is the bringing together of opposites. Dualities, right? Thoth got the dualities, white, black, boom, boom, Republican, Democrat, Crip, blood, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? The bringing together of opposites. What does it do to us? It destroys. This is the act of conscientio. Managa, how do you slay the dragon? This is what we're going through today. How are they slaying this man or woman, this fierce or violent person? Yeah. This man or woman is a dragon, right? How are they slaying the dragon today? This is the necromancy. This is behind it. Only, all right? So there's no other way to slay the dragon. There's only one way according to the alchemists, all right? Only the act or the product of conscientio, which we just read in the alchemical serpent, how they're bringing together the opposites, right? So only the act or the product of conscientio, the coming together of opposites, can slay the dragon, commonly written as Mercurial dragon. Here comes Mercury. We're about to get into Zeus. We're about to get into Apollo. We're about to get into Mercury and Apollo, which are pretty much the same damn thing. Both sons of Zeus, who is a son of Kronos, right? That whole situation. So Saturn, that whole situation. So check it. These are fallen dragons. The dragon slayer Cadmus embodies the fixing properties of sulfur. So you got that whole Mercury sulfur drop that we did. Go get it. Salt, sulfur. Just look it up. Khandrop, sulfur, salt, problem, reaction, solution. It's going to come up. So yeah, here we go. So you got this sulfur, you got this Mercury showing up, and it's all about slaying the dragon, because the dragon is clearly not the serpent. It's not the impersonal nature of unconsciousness bursting into consciousness, especially in dreaming. The act of coming together of opposites, conscientio, occurs. The serpent is frequently part of the symbolism, but the serpent ain't the dragon, right? So is the serpent the snake or the fox, coyote, all the tricksters, right? Like Dora the Explorer, swiper, no swiping, the tricky fox, the sly fox, right? You got Fox News. You got Nas did a song called Sly Fox. Man, go check that out. All right. We're talking the serpent, right? Serpent represents everything from the monstrous snake to the cosmic serpent. Okay, so it can represent, they got their own dragon form that they, play off of, right? So, because they are fallen dragons, right? Let's go. The cosmic spirit, the supreme serpent, brings everything to life. But listen up. It brings everything to life, but also kills everything, man. So this false energy that's impersonal, like the AI, right, unconscious, like the hijack period, which is the original AI when you dig on it, which represents androgyny, which is this Mercury all day, or the Baphomet, right? The Baphomet androgyny. There's supposed to be this union of male, female, king, queen, all together in one image, right? No images, right? This is why the creator's telling you, no images, man. Fall back. Brings everything to life, but also kills everything. Kills everything. And of course, you got the dragon representing this, what they call philosophical quicksilver. Unlike Mercury, who is Thoth, Hermes, Trigonomegastes, unlike Thoth. That's when I say, you know what? I fuck with this dragon. Because it's not like ordinary Mercury. And it's not the serpent. And it is the fiery, burning seraph, the burning ones singing holy, holy to the creator in Isaiah 6. And Moses creates a dragon that gives the tribe life by breathing on them. And we got Leviathan. Free Phoenix, right? Free Phoenix. We're going to get back into Phoenix investigation because, you know what I'm saying, we got some looking up to do. But this dragon is a mysterious substance of unknown origin. So just like you and us, right? You and me, we're of unknown origin. They have no idea, no clue who we are, where we came from, da da da. They're figuring it out. I mean, they have a good hypothesis, you know what I mean? But really, they don't have a lot of facts. They don't have a lot of facts. I mean, the fallen ones have given them some drop, Some people got some drop. Some people got some drop, right? So we are a mysterious substance of unknown origin. The dragon is the mysterious substance of unknown origin. From this quicksilver, the living spirit, the ruach, can be extracted. They extract the spirit, manaka, from this energy, right? From this kundalini, from these chakras, right? From this coming together, from this flow. The last dragon, you got the glow, right? Show enough, last dragon, you know what I mean? And just pay attention to the glows. Show enough had that lower vibration red, right? And then, oh boy, Last Dragon, Bruce Leroy had that kind of orangish yellow, all that. So, he had a higher glow, but he still had room to grow. He had a higher glow, but he still had room to grow. That's all I'm saying. All right, so we're just touching the base because we're just talking the Comet Atlas, you know what I mean? And I want y'all to understand, right, that these dragons have been compared to meteors and comets for a long time. And Elizabeth Warner is bringing that out. And specifically, she goes in on the Zhrenevetsky's Dictionary of Old Russian, which covers the usage in the medieval period, has no entries for meteor or comet. So what was it called before it was called a meteor or comet? And this is what's going to break it open for you. So when they talk the Comet Atlas, we're talking a dragon. Now, whether this dragon, is on this side of the war or that side of the war, we'll see, right? But it appears to be matching up with some things that we can connect, and we know it's all happening according to the creator's will. Ain't no dragon gonna be popping up unless the creator, is letting it rock. So we feel our freedom coming. I mean, we taking a couple steps. We starting to see clearly. We starting to see clearly. Starting to get that Dracan flow, Dracan Quan. Let's go. So we're talking about this dictionary, Zhrenevetsky, or Sreznevskii, which covers the usage of the medieval period, has no entries for meteor or comet as such, but does have one for star with a tail. So when you look at the original sources that should have the earliest mentions of meteor or comet, there is no mention of meteor or comet. It's simply called Star with a Tail, my knock. Star with a tail, my knock. All right? Star with a tail. Star with a tail. What else? Which is defined as a comet or cometa. Vladimir Dahl's etymological dictionary of the great Russian language, one of the most authoritative dictionaries. So let's talk about one of the most authoritative dictionaries, the Vladimir Dahl's etymological dictionary of great Russian language from 1955. One of the most authoritative dictionaries of the 19th century, contains the generalized definition of, quote, meteor as any atmospheric phenomena. So we got star with a tail. We got a general atmospheric phenomenon going on. Atmospheric phenomena. I would consider a dragon. I would consider our dragons atmospheric phenomena, my niggas. Meteors may thus be aqueous. So think of it in terms of dragons, all right? Dragons may be aqueous or water, right? Water dragons, igneous, fire dragons, aerial, luminous, bright dragons. I mean, under igneous meteors, Dawes mentions thunderstorms, fiery pillars. All this stuff matches events in the scripture over and over again. Balls and stones, whereas aerial meteors may be winds, whirlwinds, and mist. The definition of a comet in Dawes' dictionary is a heavenly body, which in comparison to others is of huge mass, though sparse, nebulous, and transparent. Sometimes it may be seen to have a nucleus, while the surrounding area forms something like a tail, right? Star with a tail, forms something like a tail, beard, or tangled locks. A star with a tail. This is quote unquote from the Dawes Dictionary, 1955, one of the most authoritative sources, authoritative dictionaries, man, in the whole world. And there's no, meteor or comet. It's all about this star with a tail. Actually, they have a definition of comet, and this is what we're reading. Star with a tail. This is their definition of a comet. Star with a tail. They said it seems to have a nucleus, right? And the surrounding area forms something like a tail, beard, or tangled locks, my not. So we're not just talking about some inanimate, space rock, comet, atlas. I don't care what pictures they show you. They ain't talking about no space rocks, man. Not now they saying it's half the size of Jupiter. Notice how they keep throwing Jupiter in there. Half the size of Jupiter. We're gonna get some drop. I mean, but you been surfing the wave, or just reconning this atlas thing. They keep saying half the size of Jupiter. Who's Jupiter? Jupiter is Zeus in Greek mythology, right? Jupiter is Zeus. He's Zeus, Jesus, Isus, you know what I mean? They never stop worshiping Jupiter. They never stop worshiping Jesus or, Zeus. It's the same frequency. That's why brothers that know, you know what I'm saying? There is no J and the New Testament, you know what I'm saying, ain't linking back to our indigenous sources, you know what I'm saying? Still gotta call on Jesus or Christ, no matter how many Christ there are. Stephen the Christ, David the Christ, Caesar is the Christ, but they still want to push a format as if there's one Christ, one son. Israel's no longer the son getting sacrificed, crucified, hung from trees. Jupiter is still being worshipped as Yahweh today. Yeshua is Jupiter, is Zeus. Now, they say in this comet Atlas is half the size of Jupiter. Well, who's Zeus's seed, right? Who's Zeus's son or his half, right? Apollo, Atlas, Poseidon. According to mythology, Greek mythology, Poseidon, Poseidon and Zeus are brothers, something like that. Poseidon and Zeus are brothers, sons of Kronos. Poseidon's son is Atlas, right? Atlas is the king of Atlantis, right? First king of Atlantis. Atlantis is plural of Atlas. So we don't deal with no Atlantis because we know it's going directly to their wannabe Super Naga Pantheon, which none of their Super Naga Pantheon is, truly claiming to be, in terms of the Greek situation, truly claiming to have created everything, right? They all are just influencers. The stars are influencing, right? It's like going to a big football game back in the day when cats were not social distancing. They were still gathering. Man, I know it's a long time ago. Back in the day, though, I know it's hard to even imagine. But back in the day, there used to be these big stadiums like gladiator arenas, and people would watch people throw balls around and stuff. Man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Oh, man, it's late, man. Look, man. What I mean? It's like the same way the crowd influences the game, right? By rooting for their team, cheering for the players, giving energy. You know what I'm saying? Home team advantage is a real thing because you got a lot of energy rooting for you right there. The same way that they say the stars, right? The stars are giving energy, right, to the earth plane. But in this situation, think of the stars as the dragons or fallen dragons that are beneath the firmament, right? They're not able to go to the greater light no more. I mean, it's case by case. It's a case by case basis. It's the same type of influence. So in this case, we got this star with a tail. And when we talk to Comet Atlas, and again, first when we talk to Comet Atlas, you know what I'm saying? You got this, going back to the Atlantis connection, the Zeus connection, the Apollo connection. Apollo was also son of Zeus. Atlas is son of Poseidon. You know what I'm saying? All in the same pantheon. Jupiter, has his son, or Zeus has his sons, you know what I'm saying? And on and on. But you got Mercury, and you got Hermes, who's his son. I think they said Apollo's his son. Hermes and Apollo's, one's the morning star, one's the evening star, you know what I mean? But they're both the same thing. You know what I mean? We're going to connect some of that too. You know what I mean? So just, I'm giving you, try to lay out the whole, 360 here so that we can, really not just get this information as, okay, that's interesting, but really digest this, I'm trying to break it down so it's easily, digested, man. You know what I mean? So I know y'all surfing the wave anyway. But yeah, so whatever they call it, a harbinger also connects to the hijack writings in Revelations, you know what I'm saying? Because, everything got, all their lie has to have some drop in it, got to have some truth in it. So definitely dig on, Revelations and different things in the New Test, as long as you got the perspective, you know what I mean, that you're in Hijack City, you know what I mean, you're in the necromancy, shit fest. You know what I'm saying? Fested, what you call it? Something pool, cesspool. You're in a cesspool, man. You're in a cesspool. So if you're gonna go into a cesspool, know you're in a cesspool. Know that you're going into something that was created specifically to give you another God or another power. You know what I'm saying? To create a story and a dialogue and a romance around this one man that dies for your sins and how everything's around him. Instead of you realizing that you were dying for your transgressions right here recently, and that an image was created to represent that. And deep down inside, you connect to that image because that image is you. It's all of us. And then, the way they package it is this Jupiter. It's the same thing, man. So now we got, you know, these, dragons that have been a part of this frequency war. We're a part of it as well because we're a part of Hawa. We're a part of creation. We're a part of all this. And it's all about choosing up. At the end of the day, keep the code. The dragons got a code. We got a code. They're going around, star with a tail, all right, bearded with tangled locks. And, it goes on and on. We got this thoroughly before. It's 4 pages, but I'll leave it for you so you can start connecting more and more of the recon and the sources, behind this dragon and comet connection. So let's get into it. Man, peace and power to the family. Let's go. Atlas. Let's just take it from a basic wiki perspective, all right? In Greek mythology, was a titan condemned to hold up the celestial heavens for eternity after Titan Maka, Titan, Titanomachy. All right, what the hell is Titanomachy, man? Oh, a 10-year series of battles. All right, cool. So they got a 10-year war popping up. Atlas also plays a role in the myths of two of the greatest Greek heroes, Hercules and Perseus, according to the ancient Greek poet Hesiod. Atlas stood at the ends of the earth in the extreme west. So we know where Atlantis is. That's where Atlas is. This is the same thing as their Hesperides. All right. Then you got Hades, Pleiades, Calypso. All this stuff, for the most part, was said to be, in some distant west or something like that. Where the sun is setting. Of course, you got the Atlantic Ocean, right? Sea of Atlas. You got Atlantis. Atlas's land, man. And Atlas is the son of Poseidon. I don't know if they said it yet. Oh, check this out, man. We about to put some shit together in real time. We doing this in real time, man. Later, he became commonly identified with the Atlas Mountains in northwest Africa. So it's back to this Mauritania was said to be the first king of Mauritania. Man, I did the whole Moabite, Baphomet, Belus, series. And I don't think I ever connected, Atlas as the king of Mauritania, man. And remember, who was it? The bro, Prince Uriel Bey. Shout out to Prince Uriel Bey, who broke down that Mauritania is Chicago. And someone left a great comment when I was dropping that Western She and the Olmec She XI. They said that like Chicago. I said, oh, damn. Like Chicago. Mauritania. Remember the map of Amexem, only with permission of the Pharaoh, they're able to claim Northwest Amexem, this and Southwest Amexem, which is North and South America. Or they would call it Northwest Africa, Southwest Africa. It's all about Ham and Kush, right? It's all about Ham and Kush, man. Damn. All right, man, let's go. Let's get out the mind of a hijack. Just know that the first king of Mauritania is Atlas, Poseidon's boy. Who would make him what? Zeus's nephew? So when they keep comparing this comet Atlas and saying, oh, it's half the size of Jupiter and all this, I just see them drawing a comparison to his Uncle Zeus. And also the whole, family of Hijack City family, man. The Hijack City, Hijack City Supernagas, man. It's the Hijack City Supernaga. Now check this out, man. The term atlas has also been described used to describe a collection of maps in the 16th century. It's interesting that they're using that, you know what I mean? Flemish geographer Gerardus Mercator. And that's another thing, you got the Mercury thing. So we're about to get into the Mercury connection, you know what I mean? Again, with Zeus being the son of Zeus. Hermes, Thoth being the son of Zeus. Now, some connect Zeus with Ham or Ham, right? Some connect Zeus with Ham, right? I've heard it before. So can we surf that wave when we're talking about Ham, Zeus, Thoth, the son of Zeus, would also be the son of Ham? It's interesting. It's very interesting, man. Let's go. Let's go. So the etymology is uncertain when you dig on Atlas. Atlas and his brother Meniotius sided with the Titans in the war against the Olympians. So they had a family beef. When the Titans were defeated, many of them, including Meniotius, were confined to Tartarus. Now, all right, factor in Genghis Khan of the Tartars. He's connected with this Tartary thing. Genghis Khan, Prester John going to war. This all could be relatively damn near the same story, all right? But Zeus condemned Atlas to stand at the western edge of Gaia, the earth, and hold up the sky on his shoulders. So why would he have to go to the far west to hold up the sky? What is it about the sky over here? Are we talking about he had to hold up a section of the firmament? I mean, what are we talking about? All right. King of Atlantis, according to Plato, the first king of Atlantis was Atlas. I mean, come on, man. All right, so we connected the dragon drop with the meteor drop, with the comet drop, star with a tail, bearded, tangled locks, Khan. First king of Mauritania. This is why they only move with permission of the pharaoh. This is why they can't break away from Egypt or Atlas or Atlantis. Managa. The first king of Mauritania is Atlas. And then, of course, you got Atlantis, you got Apollo, god of Atlantis, you got Zeus, different situations. I guess Zeus was the first, or Kronos was the first god of Atlantis. All this stuff starts overlapping, man. You know what I mean? So let's go. And back to the Mercator projection and Atlas map. So they're all over the map. Yeah, Mercury. Hold up, man. Where's my Mercury drop? Just right quick. We're going to talk about the great comet. We're going to talk about a couple of great comets, man. So hold up on that. Got a couple of videos too. We're going to do this quick though. What am I looking for? Oh, Mercury. Where my Mercury drop? Hold on, man. Y'all see me getting quite tabby over here. Got a couple of different series going on. Digging on it in real time. Look out for President John 53. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Mercury, right? We're just talking about Thoth, right? Hermes, Khan, the swift messenger of the ancient gods, the Greek god Hermes, the Roman Mercury. Hermes is Mercury. Was the god of translators and interpreters. He was the most clever of the Olympian gods and served as messenger for all. So he's a Mashiach for all these gods. He ruled over wealth, good fortune, commerce, fertility, thievery. This is why they rocking with Thoth, man. Thievery, my noggin. This is what they rocking with. Let's go back. Check it out. Despite his virtuous characteristics, Hermes was also a dangerous foe, a trickster, a thief. A trickster, a thief. Are we only talking about the alchemical serpent? Because in order for it to break out of its impersonal nature, it has to slay you with conscientia, create the opposites. I mean, who in Mauritania literally created even people that were our opposites? I mean, you hear about the story of Yakub and all this stuff. Who's creating people that are our opposites and releases them on us, right? Because who came with the brothers that were invading us, man? You got Black King James writing the patents, London Company, Hudson Bay, the patents for longitude and latitude right here while we're being invaded. He's getting land rights and patents and issuing them out for the colonization of America. The Indian, the Amaru Khan, the Hebrew, the Israelite, the tribe of Judah, Yehuda, the Ute Aztecan. Man, I'm talking Sylvanus to Texas, Israel the third, Israel the fourth, Israel the sixth. I'm talking Quetzalcoatl, man. I'm talking Tapuzine. I'm talking Lancelin. I'm talking Solomon the Builder, my night. Who is Prester John? Let's go. Are we just talking androgyny? Yeah, you must be talking androgyny if you're just talking Mercury, the trickster. Who's the serpent? Who's the serpent? Who's the trickster? So when you look at the Cynocephali, dog-headed men and all that, you got dog-headed Thoth too. And a bird-headed Thoth, right? Let's go, man. Check this out. Let's bring it all together with this Mercury, Apollo, Apollyon, Atlantis, Abaddon. You know, we're gonna get into some of that Abaddon, the wormwood in Revelations 9, falling, from the sky that gets the keys to the bottomless pit. Is this Comet Atlas Apollyon or something like it? Getting the keys to the halls of Amente, right here in Egypt. Getting the keys, man, to the bottomless pit, to the halls of Amente. We're talking Thoth. Let's go, man. As a comparatively bright object in the evening or morning sky, Mercury was well known to many of the ancient people. The ancient Greeks associated this celestial body with the swift messenger of Hermes. They also distinguished between Apollo in its apparition as morning star. I'm the evening and the morning star. Don't Pharaoh say that all the time? I'm the evening and the morning star. Then you got Jesus, who's the what? The evening star or the morning star? Which one? Apollo, sun god, the son of God, Jesus, sun god, Apollo, morning star. Come on, man. I can't make this shit up. Any of y'all still trapped in this shit? Get out this morning star shit. Get out this Apollo, Zeus business. Because Apollo's the son of Zeus. Mercury's the son of Zeus. Apollo's worshipped in Atlantis. Remember, Apollo's the one that cursed Saint Stephen with the syphilis, man, who became a shepherd syphilis. You know what I'm saying? Or not Saint Stephen, but cursed syphilis. You know what I'm saying? Syphilis is a shepherd. before the disease, right? They just named the disease after a shepherd named syphilis. Go back and get the cytosyphilis drop. We're just surfing the wave. They named the disease after the man, the shepherd syphilis, who didn't want to worship Apollo no more. So Apollo cursed him with cytosyphilis, the dog-headed gene, or syphilis. Syphilis is syphilis, right? So there's a dog gene. Even syphilis, when you look up syphilis, it got dog gene, genetic shit all over the place. So Saint Syphilis, get the drop, cytosyphilis drop, because we're going to get back to it. Saint Syphilis was cursed by Apollo because he wouldn't worship Apollo. He wanted to worship his king, the king of Atlantis. Saint Syphilis wanted to worship his king as a god, and it pissed off Apollo, according to the legend, right? It pissed off Apollo. He said, how can you worship your king as a god and not me? So he cursed him with syphilis, or cytosyphilis, the dog-headed situation. Now, Apollo is Mercury, is Thoth, the trickster. So Thoth is the one that cursed Saint Syphilis with cytosyphilis. Let's read. We're just talking the morning star. Apollo. If you don't believe that Apollo is Thoth, let's go. They also distinguish between Apollo and its apparition as a morning star low above the eastern horizon just before sunrise, and Thoth, Hermes, has an evening star low above the western horizon just after sunset. However, my noggin, they realized that the two names refer to the same body. Body bag, Daniel. Thoth is Apollo. Apollo is Abaddon. Apollyon is Abaddon in Revelations 9. We're about to get that. I'm just surfing away, man, for real. You know, I just got some tabs up. I'm just digging on it with y'all. For real, you know, I'm really just figuring this shit out with y'all, man. So Apollo is Abaddon, all right? Apollyon, who's coming back for the keys to the bottomless pit that he built a long time ago. Thoth built the halls of Amenti. Of course he has the keys to the motherfucking bottomless pit. He built the shit. The halls of Amenti go down endless, you know what I'm saying, according to the Egyptian legend. We know that the Egyptian Nessuts or pharaohs are coming directly out of Atlantis. That's well known. We know that Atlantis is Atlas. That's well known. Poseidon's son. Some correlate Poseidon with, who's that? With Canaan or something like that. Some are tying the Greek stuff in that. As Canaan, you know what I mean? You got this Ham, Cush, Zeus situation. You know what I mean? The whole thing, Ra. But just know that Apollo is Abaddon, getting the keys to the bottomless pit, and he is also Hermes, because they realized that the two names referred to the same celestial body or the same dragon, right? The same fallen dragon. It has often been stated that the Greek natural philosopher Heracles or Heraclitus believed that Mercury and Venus orbit the sun and not the earth. Mercury and Venus orbit the sun and not the earth. So I guess they were saying before that Mercury was orbiting the Earth, huh? Or doing a circuit, because the Earth is still fixed and immovable. All right, that's crazy. But yeah, go get that rest of the drop. We're just connecting. All right, let's go quickly. That Mercury is Apollo. That they are the same celestial body. All right. Let's get the water flowing, man. Let's get the water flowing. They're the same celestial body. So when we dig on Atlantis, the kings or the god of Atlantis, mainly Apollo. Before that, you got Zeus, Kronos, all that, all this connected. But Thoth became that dude, right, of Atlantis. And he, like the Emerald Tablets say, he left after Atlantis was sinking over here. He left and went to the land in Africa, right? He called it the land of the hairy barbarians. Look up where Barbaria is. You're talking North Africa. In this case, you're talking Mauritania, right? Who's the king of Mauritania? Atlas is the king of Mauritania. Let's go. I mean, come on. It's a beautiful thing, man. Let's get it. We're going to get that. We're going to get that. All right, quick. Let's get Revelations 9, man. Let's get this piece. We're going into a fucking cesspool. It's a cesspool. But when it comes to the hijack, they did put some drop in it. The fifth angel sounded and I saw a star, right? Star with the tail, right? What is it? The term star with a tail. Something like a tail, beard, entangled locks, star with a tail. The term star with a tail is also referred to under the entry star. So even just under star, they bring you back to star with a tail. Let you know we're not just talking blinking stars, we're talking tails, locks, beard, flying dragon, right? Let's go. Star, right? So star is star with a tail. Got it. The fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star with a tail falling from heaven to the earth. To him was given the key to the bottomless pit. Now connect this with the halls of Amenti. Because we're talking Abaddon, right? In Hebrew, it's Abaddon or Apollyon or Apollo or Mercury, Hermes, the same celestial body. Oh yeah, it's about to get good. We're just getting started, man. This is just the beginning, man. This is just the intro. Now let's go. Abaddon, right? Apollyon, right? Apollyon, Abaddon, right? Now you know what's dope, man. When you have your perspective tuned up, you take it out of the context of it just being a person or an entity like Thoth. Yes, Abaddon Apollyon is Thoth. We see that, but really, it is also Atlantis itself. Because in a sense, Thoth is Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the definition of Abaddon, it's going to bring you to, where we have it, Apollyon, a place of destruction, my noggin, and depths of hell. Yeah, man. And I've seen this in some of the folklore. about how some considered Atlantis as a heaven, but after time, it was looked at as hell itself because it had sank, right? It had sank to the bottom. So they were like, maybe, you whoever the hijack, dies, and they sometimes hope to go to this Atlantis Hades situation. You know what I'm saying? So it goes from being this lofty place to this buried and submerged or destroyed place. So Abaddon literally is a place of destruction. So in Atlas, Atlantis, Apollo, Abaddon, Apollyon, Thoth, you know what I'm saying? Apollo, Atlas, this is all Atlantis. Abaddon is Atlantis. Atlantis is the depths of hell. So these people that are praying, like let's say to Zeus or Ezeus, or they're praying to Jesus, or everything's in Yahweh Shai, son of son of God in flesh, super naga, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? That super naga, Jesus or Zeus or Apollo, whatever your connection. Look, man, he got the keys. Zeus got the keys. Jesus got the keys. He has a heaven, just like the OSP. We gotta get back in that. I love the Con Fresh for keeping that going, man. Hey, bro, man. Zeus got the keys now. Even in Revelations 9, he's getting the keys. He got the keys to Atlantis. He got the keys to Abaddon. You know what I'm saying? But this Atlantis that was sunk, it's meant to be sunk. It's not, you know what I'm saying? These are like the man-made islands and the bullshit that Poseidon was making and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, that's their heaven. Their heaven is hell. The heaven of Jesus or Zeus or Abaddon or Apollyon or Thoth, put it all together, is hell, is Atlantis. This was their heaven, sunk. It's a place of destruction. Abaddon. All right, so stick with that. Stick with that. Let's go. So let's just read about this bottomless pit in Revelations. You enter in the mind of a hijack. Dodge all hijacks at all costs. All right, let's go. Verse 2, and he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose out of the pit like the smoke of a great furnace. So the sun and the air were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. Then out of the smoke locusts came upon the earth, and to them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. They were commanded not to harm the grass of the earth or any green thing. So they said, nah, we're just gonna, jam up the hijack, all right, or any tree, but only those men who did not have the seal of Hawa on their foreheads. They say God, they could be talking about some false gods, whatever the case is, but let's just say they mean the seal of the Creator, all right, and they were not given authority to kill them, but to torment them for 5 months. Their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. In those days, men will seek death. They will not find it. They will desire to die, and death will flee from them. The shape of the locusts was like horses prepared for battle. On their heads were crowns of something like gold, and their faces were like faces of men. And they had hair like women's hair, and their teeth were like lions' teeth. And they had breastplates, like breastplates of iron. And the sounds of their wings was like the sound of chariots with many horses running into battle. They had tails like scorpions, and they were and there were stings in their tails. Their power was to hurt men 5 months, and they had as king over them the angel of the bottomless pit. So king over all these, locusts with women's hair, crowns on their head, teeth like lions. their king is Abaddon or Apollyon. Apollyon is Apollo. That's not a stretch. All right. So Apollyon we know is Apollo, who was worshiping Atlantis or Abaddon. All right. Apollo is the morning star, right? And you got Mercury is the evening star, but they're actually the same body. Thoth is Abaddon, is Apollyon, is Atlantis. I mean, we put all that together. The place of what? The place of destruction, the depths of hell. So the hell that Thoth runs, all right? Hell just means what? That it's below, you know what I mean? So this place that was destroyed, that is now below, is the heaven that's promised by Jesus, or Christians and this and that. It's all Thoth. Even Islam, they throwing stones, to Saturn and Mars, and they're throwing stones. They say to throw it at the devil. In reality, that's an old Mercury worship, throwing stones at Mercury, get the drop, you know what I'm saying? So it's all Mercury, my naga. It's all Mercury. Mercury got Islam on lock. Mercury is Muhammad, my naga. Thoth is Muhammad. Yet Thoth is also Jesus or Zeus or Zeus's son. All right. Thoth got Christianity and Islam. Boom, duality. Conscientio, my naga. Conscientio, because this serpent Thoth, androgynous serpent Thoth, when the act of conscientio, the bringing together of opposites, occurs, the serpent is frequently part of symbolism. Frequently, Thoth is in the mix when you're talking about duality and opposites, but not. This shit ain't no play. All right, let's keep going. So this Comet Atlas is coming. Matter of fact, this also connects to this Nibiru, the whole Zachariah Sitchin drop, Nibiru translates to different things, planet of the cross, crossing, different things. Interesting. Go get that Zachariah Sitchin drop on it. We're talking about the Sumerian drop. Here we go right here. The Akkadian language translates to crossing. Right? Point of transition, my naga. So something about this Nibiru has something to do with transition, especially of rivers. Come on, man. You talking about Exodus, my nigga? Exodus? Now we know that the creator's in control, especially of these hijacks, or else he wouldn't be getting the keys. You give him the key, man. Right? Now they're saying the creator's giving him the keys to his little area, right? His bottomless pit, his Apollyon Abaddon, place of destruction, right? His place of destruction. The depths, the halls of Amente. Now he got the keys. What does destruction mean? You already know though. Now they also call this the destroyer. But what else is it tied to? What else is tied to Nibiru? We've been talking about Jupiter, right? We've been talking about Zeus, right? Jesus. What else is tied to Nibiru? They say Jesus gonna return. Jesus gonna return. Phantoms and duplications, man. Let's see if they give it to us here. Whoa. Refer to it as Mercury? Woo. Whoa. Nibiru is also Jupiter? can't make this shit up, man. Nibiru is Jupiter. Jesus. Jesus gonna return, y'all. The cross, my nigga. The cross, my nigga. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here, man. Y'all be good, man. Y'all be well, man. I'm out of here. I'm out of here, man. I'm about to throw this laptop, man. Let Nibiru set their course. Let him shepherd all the gods like sheep. Who's shepherding the gods? Who's shepherding the fallen ones? The lowercase gods. Who's their shepherd? Who's the king of Atlantis? You know what I mean? Who's the messenger? Who's their Mashiach? Who's their Christ? Who's their shepherd? Who's Shepherd Syphilis, my nigga? I mean, who's St. Christopher? Who's St. Christopher? Who's St. Stephen? Who's Esteban? Who's the child of the sun? Let him shepherd all the gods like sheep. All right. So we're talking about the cross. We're talking about Jupiter, which is Zeus, Jesus, right? Cross. Jesus returning as a star with a tail, getting the keys, right? Mercury, Jesus, Mercury, Nibiru. Jesus, Mercury, Nibiru. Jesus referred to as Mercury. Nibiru, Jesus is Mercury. So this Comet Atlas, my naga, is it Mercury? Is this super comet that they're calling half the size of Jupiter? Jupiter is Zeus, and Mercury is the son of Zeus. So either we have Poseidon's son Atlas and it being Zeus's nephew, or we have Zeus's son Mercury, who is Nibiru, or Jupiter, or Zeus. So either you got Zeus, they keep saying half the size of Jupiter, or Zeus's son, Mercury, or Apollo, Apollyon, Abaddon, getting the keys to the bottomless pit. Knowing that Mercury, Hermes, Thoth built the halls of Amenti. Is it smoke comes out the pit? Or are we just talking Dracan? His name is Apollyon, Abaddon. Abaddon is his name. Abaddon is a place of destruction, is Atlantis, Atlas. We're just talking the Comet Atlas. Let's get some drop, on this Comet Atlas, man. Ahab to the realms. Ahab to the realms. It's a beautiful thing. I got a little article around here first. Oh, that's for later. If we have time, we'll dig on some of the sacred texts, breaking down, Chronos and some of the drop. Or I'll just leave it for you so you can see even closer, man, even clearer. Some of this pantheon business, some of the backstory. This just got some of the backstory to it. The king of Atlantis becomes the gods of the Greeks. The kings of Atlantis are the gods. The kings are the Greek gods. The the nigga naga kings, the dark kings, right? The black kings of Atlantis are the black gods of the Greeks. Yeah, man. We'll get that in a minute. Do I have one more? I have one more. Thought I had one more thing to show y'all. Oh yeah, let's dig on this. Before we get a little snippet of a couple drops here, a couple video drops. All right. Here's a link to the SETI, SETI.org. Back to that set, right? I mean, SETI, Set, Atlas, all this has to do with Atlantis, my dog. As the comet gets closer to the sun, right? Everybody's freaking out. What's going to happen when this Thoth returns? Right. And you know, Thoth works for the creator, right? Because even in Job, you got Job, Satan, the trickster, right? Mercurial trickster, Satan, trickster, adversary. Got it. All right. Mercury, Thoth is your Satan, my naga. He's walking to and fro in the book of Job. And Hawa says, hey, man, what you up to, man? I mean, where you been at? He said, oh, man, I've been walking to and fro, jamming people up. Okay, man, well, and then they just go on with the meeting, talk about things, the next point of business. There wasn't no war between Thoth and the creator or Satan, the adversary, the trickster, all right? There was no war. He's the goon. And at the end of the day, the creator let him rock. You know what I mean? To create his dualities, to create his synthetic simulation bullshit, his matrix, all this shit, to invert shit, just to put us, just to put us to the proof, man. He's the goon of our father's house, right? This thought, this adversary, I don't bring it up so we can have some hatred towards this, or put some energy of hatred out. Nah, at the end of the day, he works for you. He works for us. But if we're out of order, this duality business, this situation, this Atlantis hijack energy frequency, these false gods. Rule number one, no idols. Rule number one, don't put no power before your power. So he's here to put you to the test. He's here to bring all the powers at your ass. Hit you with all the powers. And you got to remain true, man. Don't bend the knee. You know what I'm saying? Don't bend the knee. Let's go. So whatever this Atlas Thoth dragon coming, ain't against us. You know what I'm saying? It's restoring something. It's, there's something divine or connected with the purpose. There's a purpose to it. You know what I mean? So we ain't got to trip on it. It's a purpose to it. Trust me. Let's go. Wow. All right, so this comet's growing closer to the sun. That's another thing they keep saying. This dragon is going closer to the sun, so it must be charging up, right? But who's the sun? I mean, let's go. So 1/4 of a distance from the Earth to the sun may be on May 31st and closer to the Earth as well, and it may become more attractive and hence brighter. It may also show some fascinating morphological changes, such as the development of a longer tail. Star with a tail. Let's go. Connected to the magnetic field of our sun and jets of activity in the coma. Unfortunately, we don't know how this comet will evolve. Comets approaching our sun for the first time become extremely active and can retain that activity for a long time. All right, so we're talking comets. Cometary astronomers discussing the case of Comet Atlas would seem to agree that we can't predict the activity of this comet. So, my bad, Slim. It's 5 a.m, man. I need some tea, man. I need some tea, man, and some unleavened bread, man. Baruch Basad, man. Let's go. Hope y'all have some good unleavened bread recipes, man. Maybe we'll go over some, man, in a future drop, real soon. So astronomers that specialize in these comets or stars with a tail, in the case of this dragon Atlas, they seem to agree that they cannot predict its activity. All right, its current Morphology is abnormal. It's morphing, my nugget. It's morphing like only Thoth can morph, my nugget. And it seems to brighten every day because its coma is growing. Now, just think about it, man. I mean, it's becoming beautiful and brighter. All right, but remember that link that we started with, the dragon comet, the comet dragon. What does it say? That night, she watched the comet dragons execute supersonic dives that ignited bright coronas of vaporizing ice. And we said, what's this corona got to do with things? And, like I said, I was going to do a whole nother, I still going to do it on, I'm going to do a whole nother drop on this, but I'm going to show you. Let me see. I'm trying to get to my IG page right quick. Man, love to the family. The Dusk Sage, man. The Dusk Sage. The Dusk Sage. Nah, man, come on, man. Don't hijack me, man. Don't hijack me, man. Let's see if we can get to our homepage here. The Dusk Sage dropped this on me, man, and it was dropped by somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You're talking that corona, right? The corona from the Dragon Comet. Now, did y'all know about Saint Corona? We talked about Saint Stephen, Saint Syphilis, and so you got Saint Syphilis, and here you got the super syphilis disease, uncurable, right? Now you got a Saint Corona, and now you got this super plague. Both of this is plague stuff, right? So, did you know that there's a saint by the name of Corona? She is the saint of plagues and infectious diseases. My naga, I can't make this. Matter of fact, I told him somewhere, man, that I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up, man. She is also worshipped from March until May. This ain't conspiracy. This is fact. There's a Saint Corona, known for the plagues and infectious diseases, worshipped from March until May. Her feast is May 14th, so look out for that date. And that is when the Pope has a global educational alliance meeting with the world leaders on how to re-educate the youth of the entire world. So the Pope has a special ceremony, right, that day. Watch for it, May 14th. May 14th, 1948 also happens to be the day when Israel became a nation. Come on, man. Y'all see this shit? So what's this got to do with Israel this time, since now we know that this Roni got to do something with Israel? Because why would Israel choose that date to become a nation? And what's this got to do with Saint Corona? What does the state of Israel have to do with Saint Corona? And this ain't no, this ain't no slam, slam session, you know what I mean? But we got brothers and sisters literally getting passports to go to the state of Israel that was formed in 1947 to meet face to face or give some type of obedience or obeisance, some type of honor to the Creator way the hell in the state of Israel that was formed in 1947. May 14th, 1948. May 14th is the feast of Corona. Can't make this shit up. We got to come out of her. We got to wake up. We gotta really snap it back. You know what I mean? We don't have time to prove nothing. We gotta be. We're enjoying a Baruch Passat. having Passover in Israel, the state of Israel that was just formed, according to this, in 1948. But everybody got jammed up because of the corona, and now they canceled the Passover. Well, in the real Israel, Passover is on and popping. We got decorations all around the house. Children are happy playing and enjoying the Pesach, reading scripture. They're not canceled because this has nothing to do with getting to the state of Israel. Getting to the state of Israel does not cancel the Passover because you're in Jerusalem. You're already home. This was not formed in 1948. We've been here forever, my nigga. This has been sacred forever. These vortexes have been here and we've been protecting them forever. These are our waters. These are our lands. This is our flow. This is the hidden world, the new world, right? I can't make this shit up. So when we talk the corona from the dragon, and then we talk about this dragon Atlas, and then you talk about all the great comets, right? But think about this, man. I mean, we talk about all the great comets. We're going to talk a little about this comet of 1843, 1844. You dig? There's another comet, of course, the Tecumseh comet, 1811. There's another comet, it's 1844, 1843. I'm guessing those are the same ones. I know there's another one in the 1500s that I was looking at as well somewhere. I got a link up to. So yeah, corona is a person. The coronavirus has everything to do with these plagues, the saint of plagues and infectious diseases, coronavirus, my naga. Worship from March unto May. And now we got this Atlas coming, this Mercury, this Thoth. The same celestial body as Apollo or Abaddon, getting the keys to the bottomless pit, right? Abaddon, the destroyer, right? A place of destruction. Their hell, their heaven, their hell. And Nibiru, which is also referred to as Mercury. And Jupiter. Does this crossing have anything to do with the Tau hitting the mark, the sign, the completion? The Tau, the last letter of the Hebrew is the Tau, the cross sticks. We're just surfing the wave, man. What's that? It's getting quite linky. Oh yeah. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. All right, yeah. Let's finish this out. So wow, yeah. Very wow, right? Let's go. So this is Saint Corona. There she go. Right, there she go. All right, let's go. Is Saint Corona the patron saint of pandemics? Article written by Emily McFarland Miller, Religious News Service. What she say about it? It's incredible, but it's seemingly true. It's true, my naga. There is a Saint Corona, and she is one of the patrons of pandemics, according to the website of Roman Catholic Diocese of Lansing, Michigan. Even more incredible, the diocese claims the remains of the second century saint So Saint Corona is in northern Italy. And where's all this corona shit popping off? The epicenter of the recent outbreak of the coronavirus in Europe is in the Corona burial ground, or the, place where her remains are, Manaka, in northern Italy. Is it not orchestrated? It's okay to get involved and, get the dropout and, see where the hijack's coming from. You can watch the news, you can watch politics, you can study all that, but please don't get it twisted. This is absolutely orchestrated. Don't fall into the dialogue and the diatribe as if this shit is wish-washed around. This shit is absolutely orchestrated. These are all players. None of them have power. Nobody's thinking freely. You know what I'm saying? Everything's behind the scenes, Managi. When a nigga comes on a press conference, it ain't no remix to the shit. You know what I mean? If Trump is loosening the chains on whatever, it's orchestrated, just like Thoth. You know what I'm saying? But it's not him. It's the creator. You know what I'm saying? Putting it all together. You know what I mean? So we could watch it, we can get it, and it's not Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? That is releasing us. You know what I'm saying? It's the energy and it's the timing, right? It's time. It's simply just time. And these players, got to get down and lay down. You know what I'm saying? Choose up. You know what I mean? But the choice has already been made. There is no choice. And at the end, there is no fight. There is no, super war, that type of thing. I mean, it's going to be a slaughter. It's a slaughter. You know what I mean? And those that know it, they're already ducking out. It's a slaughter. You're talking about the creator, man. It's a slaughter. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, man. Get out of here. Get my tea. Yeah, man. Say Corona. All right. Just thought I'd share that with y'all. But we are going to go further and dig on this whole situation, man. Saint Corona, saint of plagues and infectious diseases. I can't make this shit up. With that, let's get into this harbinger, right? Because this harbinger is supposed to have all this, infectious diseases coming out this situation. A lot going on with this so-called comet or star with a tail. We're going to get a piece of it here.
Hello, my name's Michael Keneally.
Let go.
And
hold on.
This video asks...
Before we do, man, you better believe, man. You best believe, my nigga, that this is fair use and they mother sucking caboose bone, man. Fair use in your caboose bone. We're just going to do some comments, some reporting, a little criticizing as well. You know what I'm saying? Under Section 107, yada, 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 fair use, yada, 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 scholarship research. You get it? All right, so it doesn't work all the time, but we got to try. Let's go, man. Love to Michael Conley. All right, go hit him up. Let's see what we got to say.
Is Comet Atlas the harbinger of the coronavirus epidemic? It's part of the several videos and blogs for our Star Wheel April 2020 Astrology and Healing newsletter. So basically, why I'm asking this is because the dates of Comet Atlas discovery and the date of when Comet Atlas reaches his perihelion, or brightest and most powerful in the heavens, correspond very closely with other dates I have identified as astrological energies producing the coronavirus epidemic. And it is noteworthy that at many major human events, positive and negative, the appearance of a comet has been considered a harbinger or a bringer of the event, or an indicator that a huge turn event is going to happen.
All right. A huge turn of event is about to happen. We done dug on Tecumseh's comet, Napoleon's comet, same thing. And, all these big turn of events that's, going on with all these great comets. And, of course, we got the Great American Comet that's supposed to be crisscrossing us with 2024. Let's look at that more, man. The Red Kachina, Blue Kachina, Hopi prophecy, bang, bang. All this has to do with comet, meteor, or what? Dragon. Whenever a prophet is born, there's a star, right? Like the Star of Bethlehem, which is really a dragon, being born, or, appearing at the birth of either Joshua, or you could look at Tecumseh, or you could look at Hiawatha, Iawatha, you know what I mean? When these great energies are born, man, a dragon seems to pop out, They call it a star. They're calling it a star, or a harbinger of death to some and a blessing to others, man. Let's go.
So let's look at the dates and the energy of Comet Atlas. Well, Comet Atlas first appeared in the heavens on the 29th of December 2019, spotted by a robot, named by a robot, but perhaps named significantly.
That's very important what he just said. Get it again. Let's go.
Comet Atlas. Well, Comet Atlas first appeared in the heavens on the 29th of December 2019, spotted by a robot, named by a robot, but perhaps named significantly. Now, this date for Comet Atlas first appearing in the heavens, December the 29th, is pretty well at the same time as the solar eclipse of the 26th of December, which was the same day as the discovery of the coronavirus by a doctor in Wuhan, China, on the day of that eclipse. And it's quite conceivable that the comet Atlas was visible on the day of that eclipse, but just wasn't noticed for another 3 days. Now, before I go any further into this presentation of really quite a striking and important astrological phenomena, I want to say that you can see all the charts I'm referring to on my Star Wheel Astrology 2020 webpage. So on the Star Wheel Astrology website, there's a 2020 web page, and the coronavirus charts are all at the bottom of that. But also there's a chart which you can click to for each of the months of 2020. And those monthly pages have charts and also links to our blogs and videos for more information. And indeed, we also specialize in healing modalities, because one of the main benefits of the perception offered by astrology is that it can then be linked to the healing modality, to the form of healing that's right for you. Just hearing the formula of astrology is pretty useless. You need to do something about it. Healing, empowerment, transformation. And that's our philosophy. So, let's get back to this appearance of Comet Atlas. I've already said that Comet Atlas was discovered pretty well exactly the same time as the coronavirus was discovered, and pretty well.
And right quick, remember, he just said discovered by a robot, named by a robot. Now, why would a robot name this dragon Atlas? Why would an AI connect this dragon to Atlantis, which connects to Abaddon, or the star Wormwood, right? Getting the keys to the bottomless pit, which connect with the halls of Mente, which connect with Thoth, Apollo, Apollyon, right? Why would an AI robot connect this particular comet, star with a tail, with Apollyon, with Apollo, with Atlas, with Atlantis, with Abaddon? And why are they freaking out? And why are they, wanting to control us so suddenly, right? That's why I'm saying, like, a lot of, we wonder if this is a pump fake, if they're going to make it go back to normal and then come with some other shit, I don't know if they got time for a pump fake, man. This Atlas situation, they might not have time for a pump fake. This might be the full Monty, man. You know what I mean? Somebody just dropped something on me about, this 18-month shutdown on, one of the political figures, whoever just, announced it might be an 18-month situation. Do you think it's a pump fake, or do you think they got a whole 18 months plan? And do you have an 18-month plan? Because if they got an 18-month plan, we need to have an 18-month plan. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Get a little more.
Well, exactly the same time as the solar eclipse of the 26th of December. But it looks to me like there's another coincidence of dates. You see, the date for the greatest visibility and power, the perihelion of Comet Atlas, is May the 20th. And this is the date when Rahu, the north node of the moon, leaves Ardra Nakshatra in Vedic Gemini. And so on that date, Rahu will be at 6 Vedic Gemini and will leave Ardra and enter Mrigashira. And the point is, Ardra is an implacable and formidable energy. And Rahu was in Ardra Nakshatra on the day of 9/11, the Twin Towers. So I've already said that I think Rahu in Ardra Nakshatra is a major delivering energy for the coronavirus epidemic. And in fact, I think the trigger for the manifestation was the solar eclipse of the 26th of December. But I'm now doing this blog to say that I think the actual harbinger is the word usually used of the whole coronavirus thing, which summarizes the various astrological energies, and there are a couple more, is actually Comet Atlas. So Comet Atlas is a contributory part of the coronavirus energy, and it may even be the decisive trigger point, with the Rahu in Ardra transit being the background momentum for the development of the virus. So, for those who can, connect with the energy of Comet Atlas now as it heads towards the Earth, as it heads towards its greatest brightness, its perihelion, actually on May the 31st. So that's 11 days after Rahu leaves Vedic Ardra. And I feel it contains a great deal of energy, and this will become apparent as the comet gets nearer and becomes visible in the heavens. It will actually become brighter than any planet, brighter than Venus. It looks like a bomb. It creates an energetic explosion, just as coronavirus exploded. So there's a connection of energies. And as Comet Atlas nears its perihelion in the night sky, it'll have a tail and surrounding aura. And so it will, in a sense, look like a bomb going off in the sky. Distant and small, but powerful. Powerful in the energies it sends. I do want to add that another contributory part of the overall phenomena of the coronavirus epidemic is, of course, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. But I think that is more about the personal resets that the coronavirus will cause.
No. Pull up the links because you're going to, read that Saturn or Kronos, his kids, right, are Zeus, Plato, Poseidon. So they all play. So this Saturn-Plato thing, you know what I'm saying? Plato is Saturn's son, you know what I mean? Poseidon, Zeus are Saturn's children. The son of Saturn. The son of Saturn is Jupiter. Jupiter is the son of Saturn, the son Apollo, right? Son of Zeus. You have Mercury, right? Apollo, right? So all these sons, man. I mean, let's get at least one more minute of this, man. I got one more for you.
And of course, it's about other changes to individuals and societies as well, in addition, as Saturn-Pluto conjunction always is. But because Saturn-Pluto is there at the same time as the Rahu transit in Ardra and the appearance of Comet Atlas, the presence of the coronavirus will have a massive effect on what personal and social changes happen now to each of us and to the societies we live in and to this planet. So the key facts are that Comet Atlas arrival is a new energy in our solar system, and it coincides exactly with the discovery and the start of coronavirus. Well, why should this be? Why should bodies in the heavens affect us as individuals and affect the events of this world? Well, the whole point is it's a case of above and below. The whole of the universe vibrates with the same energy at any given time and date. And that's why your birth chart, your natal astrology chart, which is a map of the heavens, is also a map of your personal identity and your personal destiny, because all parts of the universe vibrate with the same energy at the same time. So a map of the heavens is same as a map of you and me and our life at the point of our birth. And then,
in a sense, right, as above, so below, but you also get into a lot of the Thothism and situation in that, because as above, so below, you know what I mean? What's below, what's above, when you have perspective of the firmament of actual barrier, you know what I'm saying? They are trying to copy everything above, they're trying to copy everything they can't even understand. So to them, that's as above, so below, in a sense. They want us to think of them being above. And it's a map of the stars, and that's really us and all that. We come from the greater light, my nigga. We from the greater light, you dig? We from the greater light. You know what I'm saying? So they can't map us. It can't limit us to the stars and the firmament and things below it. We from the greater light, man. But yeah, go get that. I'll leave all these links, man. Pull up all these links. I always drop the links. I do my best to get all these links to you. You already know, man. Peace to Michael Conley. What else we got here? Something else on the Great Comet. Now, she going to break down another comet from 1556. All right. Talking about the Tudor history with Charles V. All right. 1556. Where were we, right? We're being invaded, right? So there's a comet. Now, you also got Hiawatha around that 1500s as well. So pay attention to that. You got a lot of Inca situation popping off, and you know what I mean, all this stuff. You got, of course, this Charles Quinto hijacking, you know what I'm saying, the whole Inca situation. You know what I mean, when we got that painting, you know what I mean, from 16th century, 17th century, showing black King Charles hijacking. Now he's been, standing up with his crown and his cross. You know what I'm talking about. Hold up, man. Hold up. You know what I'm talking about. Charles Quinto. Maybe it'll be right. Love the real history. WW, man. I always got the job. Oh yeah. I'm going quickly, but take your time with this. Pull it up. Take your time with this. Cause, I'm just making a dismount here. Where you at, Charles? Where you hiding? I'm talking about black ass Charles, man. Black ass Charles. Where you at, Black Charles? Okay, we're getting warmer. The Inca list. Here's the Inca. All these copper color Inca, right? Now we know that this is also connected with Genghis Khan and them. But let's go. Oh, what do we see here? Charles Quinto. So this is Black King Charles hijacking these other, Kawam, copper colored people. You see how they tried to lighten them up? These are, so-called dark people. And here's dark black ass mother sucking King Charles, who's hijacking the Americas, right? And he's the son of James. Who's doing the patents on longitude and latitude to colonize you, Monaco, right? You got Tupac attack, the Inca, right? So, yeah, man, it's a more and more wars. When we talk Mauritania, we're talking about Psalms 83 Confederacy. In the script, Psalms 83, they make a confederacy against Israel, right? You're talking about the king of Atlantis. You're talking about, Egypt as bondage and the children trying to get out of that bondage. And who's, rocking with the king of Atlantis, the king of the bondage, Mauritania. Who's this confederacy of Moors? We'll put them all together, Psalms 83. Against their own brothers or cousins, or other black people, other dark people, more and more war, which opened it up for the hijack, which opened it up for the opposites, which opened it up for the creation of opposites in order to slay the dragon. Now we got the people of sulfur, right? Now we got the opposites, because only the activist Kanye and Shio can slay the dragon. We're just talking Mercury. We're just talking Mercury, man. All right, so that's Black King Charles. She's talking about Black King Charles V, Charles Quinto, in this comet associated with Black King Charles. What does it say? Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. All right, 1558 is when he died. When did she say this comet is popping? 1556. So this is 2 years before the death of King Charles. Black King Charles, 2 years before his death. Here comes a comet that he might not have felt too good about. Let's go for the dismount. Shalom. Wow. Lego.
Hi, welcome to On This Day in Tudor History with me, Claire Ridgway, author of On This Day in Tudor History. Now today I'm taking you back to the reign of Queen Mary I, but I'm actually going over to the continent. For this day in Tudor history, the 7th of March 1556, was one of the days on which the Great Comet, or the Comet of Charles V, was seen and recorded by Paul Fabricius, mathematician and physician at the court of Charles V, Holy Roman Emperor. In the 1848 book on the expected return of the Great Comet of 1264 and 1556, J.R. Hind writes of how the comet is thought to have been visible in some places by the end of February, but that it was not generally observed until the middle of the first week in March. He explains that its apparent diameter was equal to half that of the moon, and that its tail, according to a contemporary observer, resembled the flame of a torch agitated by the wind. Physician, astronomer, and astrologer Cornelius Gemma described the head of the comet as being as large as Jupiter, its colour resembling that of Mars, and its tail.
Hold up. So not only are they comparing the Comet Atlas to Jupiter, they're saying that it's half the size. Comet Atlas is half the size of Jupiter, right? But now she's saying that the same damn comet or another comet in 1556 is also being compared to Jupiter, my nigga. Let's go. Let's get it again.
Holy Roman Emperor. In the 1848 book on the expected return of the Great Comet of 1264 and 1556, J.R. Hind writes of how the comet is thought to have been visible in some places by the end of February, but that it was not generally observed until the middle of the first week in March. He explains that its apparent diameter was equal to half that of the moon, and that its tail, according to a contemporary observer, resembled the flame of a torch agitated by the wind. Physician, astronomer, and astrologer.
So the tail looked like the flame of a torch, right? Star with a tail. Let's go.
Cornelius Gemma described the head of the comet as being as large as Jupiter, its colour resembling that of Mars, and its tail facing east. In March 1556, the comet's course was observed by Fabricius, and his observations were published in a pamphlet dated the 14th of March 1556, along with a map of the comet's course. Sadly, his pamphlet is no longer in existence, and J.R. Hind explains that all that remained of it was a small, rough chart which was used by other authors in their works, and you can see that in the thumbnail for this video. Hind writes of how the chart shows that on the 7th it was in 5 degrees of Libra and had the same declination as Epsilon Virginis. Consequently, the north latitude would be about 17 degrees. I hope you understand that. He adds that on March the 15th, Fabricius observed the comet for the last time in about 20 degrees of Aries, with a north latitude of 72 degrees or 74 degrees. C.D. Hellman notes that another observer of the comet of 1556 was Joachim Heller, who recorded first seeing it while travelling on the 27th of February, although he didn't see its tail, and so was unsure of what he'd seen until he reached Nuremberg, when he was told that a comet with a tail had been observed there on the 3rd of March. His observations in March and April 1556 were used together with those of Fabricius in 1857 by Dutch astronomer and physicist Martin Hooke in his PhD dissertation, The Comet of the Years 1556, 1264 and 975 and its Alleged Identity, to make a new computation of the orbit of the 1556.
So they can use, we don't know if these are the same dragons or not, right? So we don't know if the Kumse's dragon in 1810, 1811 is the same situation today, right? We don't know if that's the same situation from 1556 or from these other dates, you know what I mean? We don't know. You know, they keep saying that some of these, they're not really able to track them like that. They keep, you know what I'm saying, morphing into something, you know, all this stuff. So they're trying to track dragons. When you look on these meteor websites, these fireballs, you know, just go on the fireball, tracking fireballs and meteors. Those are basically tracking dragons, manana. These are dragon tracking services, and you can see how many dragons are seen over Florida, how many dragons are seen over Spain, how many dragons are seen over New Mexico, Nebraska, you know what I mean? This is a dragon tracking service. Comets are dragons. Stars with a tail, bearded with tangled locks, manana. For the dismount. Let go.
Comet, and to prove that the comets of 1264 and 1556 were not identical. At this time, comets were seen as portents of natural disasters, and theologian and historian David Gittias recorded Emperor Charles V's reaction to this comet's appearance. The emperor said, "By this dread sign, my fates do summon me."
And he died a year or two after. Right? I mean, it ain't no play. Holy Roman Emperor Charles V died in 1558. He was 58 years old. 1558. Right? Charles Kento. Right here. Hijacking the Inca, right? Along with Pops, King James and them. She's talking about Mary of Scott and all that. James is, you know, all the same family, right? So, 1558, he dies. This comet is 1556. And she's saying his reaction again for the dismount. Go.
This dread sign, my fates do summon me.
With this dread sign, this dreadful sign, my fate summons me, man. It's a wrap.
Comet's appearance. The emperor said, "By this dread sign, my fates do summon me." And it was in that year that he left the Low Countries, having abdicated his various offices and titles, and travelled to Spain to spend his final 2 years in a monastery. Also on this day in Tudor history, the 7th of March 1530, Pope Clement VII threatened to excommunicate King Henry VIII if he married again.
Yeah. Look, man. So they see this same situation, you know what I mean, as, you know, destruction. Abaddon, you know what I'm saying? They're seeing this as Abaddon, man. You know what I mean? They're seeing it as Comet Atlas, right? Atlantis, Abaddon, Apollyon, a place of destruction. Atlas was destroyed. It's the depths, it's in the depths of hell, right? It's buried, it's submerged. Atlantis, Abaddon. Abaddon, right? Star with a tail, bottomless pit. Come on, halls of Amente. He gets the keys. Who got the keys? Apollo, man. Mercury, man. Mercury got the keys, man. The same celestial body, because Apollo is Hermes or Mercury. And this is all the stuff that we're connecting in real time. I'll leave this link for you here. Atlantis, antediluvial situation. The king of Atlantis becomes the gods of the Greek. This is going to tie a lot of stuff together for you. I wish I had more time. You know what I mean? But I just got to keep surfing the wave, man. I got some tea to drink. Man. Let drop drink my tea, man. All right. According to traditions of Phoenicians, the gardens of Hesperides, all right, this is also Atlantis, were in the remote west. At Atlas, Comet Atlas, right, lived in these gardens, right? So who's the dragon in the Garden of Eden, my naga? Bing, pow, for the dismount, my naga. Who's the dragon in the garden that's cursed to be on his belly? Who's the serpent in the garden, right? Who's the alchemical serpent? Right? Because we know we got a dragon, but that's not the serpent. The serpent is androgyny. The serpent is creating opposites. The serpent brings everything to life and kills everything. Who's the serpent in the garden? He must have been in heaven, right? He must have been in Eden. He must have been in Atlantis. Is this, Genesis, everything to do with Atlantis? Did Leviathan sink Atlantis? Is all this biblical history connected directly with Atlantis, my love? The war between Mu and Atlantis, or the serpent versus the dragon? The children of Mu versus the children of this hijacked Atlantis Atlas situation that got destroyed, my nugget. Destroyed, my nugget. Destroyed, my nugget. All right. So we just putting it all together in real time. We're putting the destruction together. We're putting the place of destruction together. We're connecting the keys, man. We're getting the keys back. This is all happening. So again, dig on this. We're talking Atlas lived in these gardens. Atlas, we have seen, was king of Atlantis. The Elysian fields, the Happy Islands, were commonly placed in the remote west. They were ruled over by Kronos, who is Saturn. Tartarus, the region of Hades, the gloomy home. Hades is also Pluto, I believe, was also located under the mountains of the island in the midst of an ocean in the remote west. Man, what island, my nigga? What island? Hades is located under an island in the remote west. Atlas was also described in Greek mythology as a giant. All right, here we go, these giants. All right, it's a lot of dropping here, man. Kronos or Saturn. All right. Were all connected with the Saturnian continent. They were kings that ruled over countries of the western shores of Mediterranean, Africa, Spain. So we're connecting Mauritania, right? All that. Oh, man, I'm just going quick, man. It's a lot in here. It's a lot in here. They go after the golden age of Kronos, man, to this whole Diluvian flood situation and the Atlantis. And we keep bringing it together, saying that the biblical flood is at the same flood of Atlantis. It's at the same flood connecting with the Abaddon, right? The destruction, the Apollyon, the Abaddon. It's just the same damn thing, right? Over and over again, we keep coming to that. So I'll leave that link for you, man. There's also a link here on the Great Comet of 1843. They called it a long period of comet, all right? The following is a list of comets with very, very high eccentricity and a period of over 1,000 years that don't quite have high enough velocity to escape our solar system. All right, so long period. Really, they're seeing this comet for a long period. It was discovered 1843. It came from a family of comets. These comets pass extremely close to the sun. Again, they're getting charged up. The tail is extremely long. All right, man. So dig on this comet of 1843. Connect this with this, 1844 situation. I'll leave all this for you to investigate. I know we got a team of reconners, serious investigators. This is an interesting comet. Great Comet orbits the sun every 0 days. So this never orbits the sun, huh? That's interesting right there, 0 days. Not classified Great Comet as potentially hazardous because its orbit does not bring it close to Earth. Well, we got a situation now. This Nibiru, this Jupiter. And I didn't know, man. I mean, I love surfing the wave with y'all because something always comes out. Something always comes up. This Nibiru is a shepherd named Mercury. What's it got to do with the crossing, my night? Especially over rivers. Oh man, love to y'all. You know what I mean? I'll leave a few more. I know I got some more stuff up here. I never get to it all, man. I never get to it all. Oh yeah, they went in on Zeus having to flee from some child, or Apollo having to, some story that connected with this whole fleeing, baby Jesus situation, or even Moses, right? So many phantoms, so many reflections, man. But I couldn't find this link nowhere. But of course, man, we went on home. We went on home to 432 to drop to make sure we got the link on the Meteor Beliefs Project. So whenever, you can't find it, whatever, just come over here, put it in the search box, because we got drop links all day. And we've been building this for years, man. This is from 2017, my night. So, go click on the drop links, get the drop. Make sure you tuned up, Make sure you're listening to the drop. Make sure you got it flowing, man. We try to keep a nice, flow going. Great books, great things, man. Great music. Love to the family, love to all the tribe. Eat the Squad, we just finished. We're finishing season 3 this week. But might have some residue going for the next week too, because I kind of announced it on the fly. So I want to give all the tribe a chance to do their finales. So in case their show already went, they might want to do another finale. We'll just surf the wave. But this week, next week, are the last weeks, of season 3, man. Season 2, like I said, was 45 or 36 weeks. Season 1 was about, for like 40-something weeks or whatever, Season 3, 22 weeks, 23. And, it's just an honor, man, to get through 3, journeys, man. We have great brothers and sisters, man, that have been a part. Some have been a part of it all 3. Some have joined us in season 3 or 2 or 1, But all of it is the water. All of it is one drop. And I just want to say Ahab and much honors to Drop Nation and to the Eat the Squad. And we'll take a few weeks off and we'll come back harder, man, for season 4 and pop it off in a special way. I'm going to take this time to rebuild the website, work on things, work on our main, in terms of our product that we're going to be, putting out, making sure it's dope, and making sure you guys are all connected with it, called the Frequency of Learning. That, is a beautiful environment for homeschoolers, for children. We're going to put together an app for just like 432 to Drop Radio app. We'll have the Frequency of Learning app, nonstop, 24/7. Great tunes for the children to calm down, relax, do their homework or read a book. All music's in 432, guaranteed to put them in a calm flow. On the site, there's the Calm Zone that has brain activation games, some great games. So it's games and music, basically, man. And you can support that, on the site right now for $9.95, I believe, $9.99, $9.95, $10 a month, basically. And you get your passcode. And everybody that's been supporting it, Thawada for your patience as we are rebuilding the music on there. So everything will be up there this week. And, I'm just excited, man, just to get it flowing, get everybody connected to the Frequency of Learning. Hit it up, frequencyoflearning.com to learn more. And, we're being framed and shaped and connecting in real time. And out to everybody who's even reached out to find out how they can, spread the word, spread the vibe with Frequency of Learning for the homeschoolers. Right now, we're going to focus, mainly on the homeschoolers, man, especially in this time. So we're going to just put together a nice flow. Even the app's going to have like little curriculum-based things as well on the app. So you got the app, you got the site. And again, you got music, you got games, you got a great vibration. And really, it's to calm the house down, man. Put that frequency on your children, put the headphones on them, put them in the calm zone. My 5-year-old asked me today, Daddy, can I play the calm zone? He went in there, did some little math stuff, some addition, and listen, and just enjoy the vibe, man. So the vibe suites are going to have music like relaxing drums, relaxing guitars, underwater, sounds, nature sounds, what I'm saying, harp, all kind of things. So piano music, kids bop, that little dancing kids bop music. So all that's going to be in 432 and the Vibe Suites at frequencylearning.com. I thank y'all for your patience. Please support it. I'm saying? I'll do a whole announcement, man, when we drop it. I'm saying, for just a relaunch of it all. And Thawada for being a part of this whole flow. And Thawada for your support, Drop Nation. Ahab to the dragons on the wall that have kept the water flowing all 3 seasons of Drop Radio. Copper Dragon, Silver Dragon, Gold Dragon sponsors. They've been sponsoring, keeping the flow going. For so long. So Ahab to the contributors and all the ways that you're sponsoring and donating and doing all that, hitting up our Cash App, our PayPal, keeping the lights on, man, really keeping the water flowing. And, we depend on it. We appreciate it. And what you do means a lot. What I'm saying? What you do is, humbling, to get the support. So this is what we're building on. We're keeping hijack free. Get away from them doggone 5G towers. Separate, what I'm saying? If not for any other reason, but just to, have the vibration of separation in a time when the world is going a little cuckoo. What I'm saying? You want to be focused, man. You want to be able to, have a clear thought without the microwaves, what I'm saying? Without the bullshit, without the static. We remain static free. Whenever you want to be static free, come over here to 42 to Drop. Click on the Drop Radio and keep on surfing the wave, man. Thawada for tuning in, to this flow. Remember, dodge that roadie, dodge that virus, dodge that plague, and dodge all hijacks at all costs, man. Stay up, suit up, choose up, Drop Nation AI.